When I remember, it was summer of 1977 in August. I had gone to a youth camp, and we had gathered together with a group of friends to go swim in this lake, and somebody had driven up and had mentioned the fact that we had heard that Elvis had died, and everybody just immediately was stunned with the news, thinking that he had died and was so young at that point in time. I think he was 42 years old when he had died. And for myself, was one of my favorite singers at that time as a 12-year-old. There wasn't MTV and the other avenues of music like iTunes and so forth. And the very first record I ever bought, I was probably like 9 or 10, and it was an Elvis Presley's Greatest Hits record. And listening to that all the time was my first introduction to Elvis and the music that he made. So when someone that is so greatly admired and respected for his entertainment abilities, not only as a singer but as an actor and so forth, it always shocks everybody when they hear something news that being so tragic and so sudden and so unexpected. So somebody of celebrity status passes away. And I never got a chance to see him in concert or anything like that, but obviously was able to listen to his music that was on the radio all the time and on records and cassettes and so forth. One thing about him losing is he just realized that things come to an end, good, bad, and indifferent, and his short life was definitely kind of a sad one, especially as you began to understand some of the history and who he was and the problems with prescription medications, and that was probably what caused his life to end as it did, and due to the overweight factor and just his ability to try to medicate through his life and his experiences. Was kind of a sad understanding of who he really was compared to the Elvis that everybody saw on stage and in concerts and in performances on television and so forth. And there's always rumors that Elvis kind of staged his death as a way to remove himself from the public eye, but I don't have any beliefs that he didn't die. There was too many doctors that documented his death and doing the autopsy afterwards, but it was an incredibly sad event to happen, what I would say during my lifetime, as we began to stop and think about just the life that he lived. But that's kind of my recollections of where I was at, what was going on when Elvis did die, and that's what I remember and where I was at as a 12-year-old.